of June. So it's been a month.
We've been busy.
Yeah.
School ended.
School ended.
Summer jobs started.
Summer jobs.
Summer internships started. I didn't get paid for that.
She's crazy.
What else ended or started?
A
whole season started.
It's hot.
Spring ended. Summer started.
Last time we were in different attire.
Yeah,
and
last
now
time we were
it's like
closed.
100 degrees.
Today it's like, how little can I wear to do this?
Yeah.
And we have to podcast from a new spot because this is the only spot in my house that has air conditioning. And Carrie's in a music video because she has to have the fan.
The fan is here, so
yeah.
I'm like Beyonce.
So we should say what this is. This is the Knitorious podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
A podcast about knitting and spinning and maybe dyeing.
And other yarny goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Kelly.
I'm Carrie.
And we have a Ravelry group. And we have Instagrams. I'm Dog Hair Knits on Ravelry and Instagram and Periscope, which we've done a couple of times.
I'm Carrie Knits on Instagram and That Knit Life on Ravelry. And I have a Periscope, but I don't really do anything on it, so you might as well follow her.
Yeah, follow me, because sometimes if we can't do an episode, we've been doing Periscopes, which has been fun. We went from 1 viewer, our first Periscope, to like 15 the second time, so that's fun.
They're fun, because you can do them anywhere. And
say fun one more time. That's fun. Alright, so, back at it.
Yeah, sorry. It's really my fault, guys. It's
all
really all my fault. I haven't knitted very much. I haven't done spinning very much. I do that.
Oh, that's right.
But not the real way.
It's real.
It's real.
Drop spindle.
It's not the fancy way. And, yeah, I'm just lazy about it. And Kelly would probably do it every week if I would let her.
Yeah, but it's weird doing it by myself, so I'll wait for you, because I don't want to do it by myself. Alright. Finished objects. FOs.
I have this many FOs. And you'll find out in a second why. But Kelly will be the star of the show.
You'll find out in a second, because she has to fabricate some kind of lie to tell.
It'll take me that long to think of an excuse.
Okay, so I have been, like a
You already showed those.
No, I showed them as a hoe.
Alright, fine.
They count. So these were my Easter socks. My Easter cast on. They're finally finished, and they're really dirty because I've been wearing them. Even though it's 90 degrees, I wear them to the gym. I totally get why people wear cotton socks. Wool socks in the gym? It's
not a good idea.
A very sweaty situation. So these are Patton's Croy in the sweet stripes, and then the heels and toes is another Patton's white Michaels.
Cute.
You know, just did them up. And that's just a vanilla sock pattern, a 2x2 rib, straight on through. And I usually do this slip stitch heel, and I think this is called a Dutch heel flap. I think that's what everyone on the interwebs is saying. But I like that, because I got giant feet, and that fits me nice. My other finished object.
They're so
Look how fun these are. They look huge, because they kind of are. Unfortunately, they're a little bit baggy. I think it's called positive ease. I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
This was knit from a Knitty in Color. Do you want to hold this one?
Yeah.
These were knit from a Knitty in Color. Maybe that'll be our screenshot. I'm going to say Knitty in Color again. These are knit from a Knitty in Color sock blank on a 9-inch
really cute
circular needle. So these were supposed to be for, look how big that is. That's huge.
Are they too big?
They're a little baggy. I'm not going to put them on right now. They're a little bit baggy, but 9-inch circular needle. The problem was I bought that 9-inch when we went to a going out of business sale, and it was a size 2. So I had to mess with my stitch count. But other than that, the 9-inch circulars are fun.
Is that why they're so big?
Because
because of the circular?
No, the needle size was too big. I normally knit my socks with 72 stitches on a size 1, and this was I did like 60-some stitches on a size 2. But you know what? They get the job done, and they're fun. So yeah, 9-inch circulars. If you haven't tried it yet, I recommend it. It's fiddly at first, and you have to get used to wrapping your fingers around the cable while you're knitting. But it went really fast until I got to the toe decreases, and then I had to switch to magic loop again. But I learned while I was doing these, if you follow me on Instagram, I can knit and walk on a 9-inch circular.
She's crazy.
So that's one of my other finished objects. The third pair of finished objects I don't have with me. One of my friends from college, Matt, who's also my online trainer, his company is Bent on Better, and I totally recommend him. He's from Westchester, and he does e-training. So every day I get a daily motivational email from him, I get a meal plan, I get a gym plan, and he checks in through a Facebook group. So if you are looking for a way to stay accountable in a fitness plan, definitely check out his website. But he and his wife, Lynn, just had a little tiny baby. His name is Joey, and he's like a peanut. A little peanut. So little peanut Joey had to get some hand-knit socks. This is my first time making baby socks, and you know what? They're so cute. I don't want babies. I don't plan on having kids. But I sure do love knitting baby socks, so everyone I know is getting baby socks. You might get a pair of baby socks.
They probably went pretty quick, too.
They did go quick. Yeah, they were nice. So it was fun to get a little thank you from him, because now Joey has some hand-knit socks. So that was my third finished object.
Any more?
Should I do spinning finished objects, or should we do a different
Let's do a different section for that.
Okay.
Okay.
That was all for finished objects then.
Okay.
Whoosh.
Whips.
Whips.
Works in progress.
Whips.
Okay.
You wanna
Should I go first?
I mean, please, let's
So
share the spotlight.
I have one work in progress. It's
Oh.
my sweater. I actually picked it up again. And I have to say, every time I've been knitting on my sweater. So that is why I don't have...
What is that called? Monogamous.
Monogamous.
I almost said
why-
monogamous. That's
was like-
Kemper's podcast. She does
Um,
an audio podcast with her husband called Monogamous. You should listen to it. They're funny. You funny. That's what I say when I listen to it. You
funny.
But yeah, monogamous.
Yeah, so that's why I don't have finished objects, because I know I've showed this before. I think in our very first podcast ever I showed it, and then I put it down for a really long time, and then I picked it back up again. And if you watched our Periscope when we were in the square outside, I had just started the sleeve. But let me show you what I did on the body first.
I haven't seen this in forever.
So this is...
Look!
You can see the owls really well.
Really? I can't see.
Yeah, look.
Oh! Hold it up against the wall, because that's what's making it show. Look at it!
Okay, that went terribly wrong. But this is a majority of the body is done. So I did the whole body, and then in the pattern was the sleeves next. And then somehow, I'm not quite sure how, I might need your help, and I might need Ravelry's help. You do the sleeves separate, and then you somehow add the sleeves onto it. Not really sure. This is a pattern from the unofficial Harry Potter Knits book.
I have a question.
Wait.
Is this the back and the front?
Okay,
like
so...
it goes like this?
Yeah, it's a cardigan.
Oh, I was like, that is huge!
It's a cardigan. So, the owls are in the back.
Then it has
That's
the front
the flaps.
panels. That is smart construction, that you do it all at once.
Yeah, but then you have to add the sleeves on, and I'm not sure
You
about
should take
that.
a finishing class.
You add the sleeves on, and then you do the yoke. So, I might need some help with that, but that's the body. And I have almost my whole first sleeve done.
No, you don't.
Yes.
Wow. She's been Snapchatting me from work.
It looks like a sleeve, guys!
That does look like a sleeve.
It looks like it could be done, right? Maybe not.
If you're doing 3/4 sleeve.
I don't know if it has to go all the way to the top of my shoulder.
If it's
I don't
joining
know how
on,
it's
I think you
attaching.
have to go the whole way up.
But I have to, this one's almost done. I ran out of yarn. I was knitting this at work. And then I ran out of yarn. So I was like, well, no more of that today. So yeah, not really that exciting to look at, but I mean, it's a sleeve. It looks like a sleeve. So
And it looks
I'm
like a
pretty
sleeve
proud
that
of
goes
it.
on that sweater. You should try that knitting shop that I found, Ubiquitous, in Lidditz, PA. They do, sorry, I thought someone knocked on the window. I was like, oh, creeper. Ubiquitous is doing a finishing class.
I'm going to try to do it on my own. My goal is to have this
teach
done
yourself
by fall. I know. Teach yourself.
We have a hashtag teach yourself for something new.
This is my very first sweater. I don't know if I said that, but it is. So.
It's nice.
Yeah, if anyone knows about this, Ginny's, what's it called? Ginny's favorite cardigan or something like that, and you've done it before,
you can put it down here.
Message me on Ravelry at That Knit Life and give me some tips if you've done it before. So that's my one and only whip.
Alright, so my whips, one's over here. My stepdad's birthday was about a month ago, and Father's Day was this past weekend, and he got nothing for either of those because he's got giant feet. These are the Simple House slippers from, I think it's Temple of Knits, something similar to that.
What's that part that you're pulling on?
This part, so the construction of this is you knit this flat, back and forth. Something just fell off.
Oh, that was your stitch marker.
There wasn't a stitch marker on this.
Oh, is that mine?
I don't know. Get yourself together. So this part you knit flat, back and forth, just like a, what is that called when you, is it garter?
Yeah.
Garter, back and forth, which I did this during a testing session. I was observing some small group testing, and it was just one student, so once he was finished, I pulled this out, and we were waiting. So you knit that flat, and then you join it in the round to make the foot, and then you seam the back.
Cool.
So eventually, it'll look like this.
But
he wears like a size 13 shoe.
And that's a free pattern, right?
Yeah, it's a free pattern. If you search it on Ravelry, it takes you to her blog, and then you can go from there. But I just started the toe decrease on these, and the yarn, the the needles are size 5. My knit, these are, I think, the interchangeable rainbows on Knit Picks, and the yarn is acrylic from Michaels.
Hey,
my stepdad drives a race car as a hobby.
It'll be rugged for slippers.
He's a mechanic, and drives a race car as a hobby, and they are like out at the camper. So I wanted it to be something that if he ruined them or got them dirty, they could just throw them in the washer and go about their business.
Yeah.
Now my mom wants a pair, of course. So I think that's what everyone's getting for Christmas. Simple House slippers. That's what the pattern's called.
That's a good idea.
My other work in progress. So this work in progress is a test knit that I was asked to do at the beginning of May. And I was a bad test knitter. But I'm trying to redeem myself. The pattern was written by Tammy Gore, Tamygore, on Ravelry. She messaged me and asked if I would test knit. I agreed and then got completely caught up in the end of the school year. But now, I have this to show.
Those colors together are really nice.
Hey, thanks. I came up with that color combo on my own. So this pattern will be big section, stripe, 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 and then there's a lace panel that goes across the top, and I have absolutely loved the pattern. The yarn is Beautiful Mess Yarn Works. This is her Trapper Keeper.
Closer. Look at that. So pretty, the colors. Trapper Keeper.
Hey, we're back. So this is Beautiful Mess Yarn Works. Jamie, we talk about her all the time. This is her Trapper Keeper colorway, which she actually gifted to me after doing the sample knits for her trunk show.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to pick something.
Yeah. And then this is from Stash. It was one of the heels and toes color sets that I had. I used the heel toe for baby socks for someone, and this was supposed to be the foot color for the sock. So I had enough to do the contrasting color and then the lace border. So I have a few more rows of the main color left, and then I'll go to the added on border. And The needles are the other one of my interchangeables, and it's a size 6. The pattern is out on Ravelry now. I don't know the name of it, but if you search Tammy just with one M and a Y, Gore, you'll be able to find it. It's in there. Cool. So that's in my Beautiful Mess Yarn Works project bag.
Okay, so, oops. I did it again?
Yeah. So this is our segment where we talk about the things that we bought.
Okay.
And it's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
I mean, in a month, you can buy a lot of yarn.
I haven't bought any.
In a month, I can buy a lot of yarn.
Because we bought a lot at the Yarn Sheep and Wool show. Is that what it's called? It's late, guys.
You bought a lot.
I bought a lot.
I bought one skein.
That was like my allotment for the month. But I did have a skein that I never got to show yet.
This is like a unicorn. The unicorn of the knitting world.
It's from Wool and Vine. Kristen from Wool and Vine. I caught one of her updates. And I got... Wait,
which is like called? Catching a fairy.
Oh, Stellar Banshee.
I didn't know that's the color you got.
Yeah, girl. Look at that.
Can you take it out of the plastic?
I mean...
This is in a museum.
This is like a baby. Okay? Just look at those colors.
I love that.
And
color.
I've looked up pictures of what it looks like knitted up, and it's just like really pretty, variegated.
Whoa, look at that.
Like,
right there. Right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
These show up like all variegated and pretty, and it's sparkle, and I can't wait to make a pair of socks out of this. Can I just say, I was thinking today, oh shoot, I'm supposed to be participating in the Box of Socks Cal, and I think I made maybe 3 or 4 pairs, and it's June, so I'm really off track, right?
I mean, kind of.
So I really need to get going with my sock making, and I have a lot of sock yarn to make socks with. I just need to, like, step up my game.
Well, thankfully you have the summer job that you can knit when you're not busy.
Yeah. The other thing is I love to read, so sometimes I read over knitting. Yeah.
You know what I found out the other day? I can read and knit at the same time.
It's a struggle, guys. I can read my Kindle and knit at the same time,
Yeah,
but I can't read a book and knit at the same time.
Pages and stuff.
But yeah, that's my stash enhancement.
That's your oops, I did it again. So I have a few things.
Of course you do. Like how you add a sound effect. Or is that because you dropped it?
No.
What is that?
So this is, again, from Jamie at Beautiful Mess Yarn Works. When I went to pick up my skein that she gave me as a thank you, I had to buy this too. Originally, I was going to use this as my contrasting color in that other project. But I realized that they were a little bit too similar. Yeah. So I wanted that. It would have. But this is sparkle, and the other one wasn't sparkle. And I saw that I'll have to look up the name. There was a shawl that was for free the one day that's really, really nice in dark colors. So I saved this. It is Stargazer, and it's 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% stellina.
Beautiful.
It reminds me of, I'm going to sound super uncultured, Van Gogh. Who did Starry Night?
Yeah, Van Gogh.
Look at that! I knew something.
Both wrong.
If we're both wrong, people will be like, "You idiots!" and yell at the TV.
Unsubscribe.
Yes, that's fine. You can yell, "You idiots!" at us. We're not offended.
I think it is Van Gogh. Pretty sure. Ooh la la.
I know! Okay.
Oh yeah, I know what that is.
Do you?
Yeah.
What?
Is it Devin?
Yeah.
For a second I was like,
wait, is that her name?
Devin?
Francophone Knits?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my goodness, I blanked. I'm so sorry, Devin. I know that's your name. Because your Instagram is BDevin. So this is from Devin, who is new. I should actually show it, right? Who is new to the dyeing world.
So cute.
Her podcast is Francophone Knits. And that is also the name of her Etsy shop. This is called Summer in Provence. And I was watching her podcast, and it was an impulse buy. She showed it, and I was like, oh, I have to have that. And I am going to make the Zillow shawl, which is what I knit for Jamie for her trunk show. as a sample knit.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
that one that
it's really
has
awesome.
looks like a peace sign.
Yeah, I like
I'm
that one a
going
lot.
to use this.
That would be perfect for
to make
that.
that. And this yarn is 75% merino, 25% nylon on her chaussette base.
She's so fancy.
She's so fancy. But that's pretty.
Good job, Devin.
There's more!
But wait,
there's more. I'll do this. There is a farmer's market in Hershey where we live near, and there's a lady selling screen print bags. She was from South Africa? But yeah, she had a stand there, and she sells these screen print bags, so I had to pick up one of those as a project bag.
Was it a good deal?
It was a little on the pricey side.
But she's trying to make some money.
Yeah, and all of her other stuff was beautiful, and I...
Support local artists.
Yeah.
I'm
It was
all
also
for
an
that.
impulse buy. I've had
That's all
zero
right.
to no impulse control. All of my other acquisitions have been for the spinning world.
I was going to say we should do spinning next anyway.
Okay.
We'll have to think of a good name for spinning.
Spun Right Round. That's probably copyrighted because that's a shop on Etsy that I stock. Hey, you guys could give us
Some
name
ideas
for this section. Something about spinning.
Insert here.
I spin on a wheel. She spins on a drop spindle. For now, after this, I'm going to take her upstairs and show her how to use my spinning wheel.
And then it's probably going to be downhill from there.
Yep, slippery slopes, people. So all of my other acquisitions have been for spinning, and I'll show what I have been spinning.
Stand by.
Oh!
What is that? Are you kidding me right now?
Okay, I'll save that for next time. There's more yarn in here that I bought. Look, I tied it in a knot like I was in denial that I bought it.
Okay, so you took not spending a lot at the yarn show.
Blew it.
Really extreme. Really extreme, people.
You don't know my life. Okay.
You don't even know.
So, I'll show some of my...
Wait. You should first show what you acquired, right? Or no?
Well, fine, we'll do it your way.
Because we were just showing what we added to our...
Okay.
Wait, I'm confused. What were we just talking about?
You're talking about the oops, I did it again.
Yeah, that's why I
All
thought
right.
it leads naturally.
So, look at this little nugget.
This looks like an animal.
So this is from Flying Fibers.
Is this where you keep going there?
Flying Fibers. And this is a Wensleydale. I lied. This is not Wensleydale. The farm Flying Fibers is they have a farm connected to their shop. The shop owner at Flying Fibers is also a shepherdess, and so is her daughter. And they specialize in Wensleydales.
What's that?
It is a type of sheep. They are super cute. She knows a lot about them, obviously. And I went into Flying Fibers on my way home from work, or for my internship the other day, and they were so kind and so helpful. And it was so funny. I was there for almost an hour until they realized who I was. Because Irina, who's the daughter, I think that's how you say her name, she was like, I think I know you. And we finally realized that in the knitting world, nobody knows anybody by the first name. You have to go by what your Ravelry username is or what you are on Instagram. Because the second I said I was Dog Hair Nut, she was like, oh my goodness, you said you had a podcast. I totally know who you are now.
Did she watch it?
So she said that she's heard of it, but she hasn't watched it. But I think somebody else that was there said they had watched it, which is kind of interesting.
It's so funny.
It was a little, like, snow globe worldy. It felt weird.
Yeah.
But I picked up this at Flying Fibers, and this is black and white mixed BFL. And I'm going to spin this, and then I think I'm just going to...
So it's like sheep hair?
Sheep hair is called wool, my dear. It is wool. Blue face luster is the type of...
I know things.
And then I also bought this.
Oh, I like that.
This is their Wensleydale. I knew I bought some of it. So it's English Wensleydale is the type of fiber.
So
and
this is sheep hairs.
Yes. Wool. Wensleydale is the type of sheep it comes from. Yeah. So I specifically purchased things that came from their farm because their farm is in Lancaster County where we live, and I thought it was important to have something that, you know, sustained their business, sustained who they are. They were just on the Woolful audio podcast, which is a big deal.
Oh.
Yeah. So you can listen to them there. That's what I bought while I was there. I haven't spun it, obviously. Now am I allowed to talk about the things I've spun?
Yeah. Guys, just wait, because you're going to be blown away. She's like a master spinner.
I am
here. Master spinner.
The bottom of the spinning run right now. Like, people who get yo-yos tied in knots are considered better spinners than I am.
No.
So this was the very first thing I ever spun. I did part of this on a drop spindle and then did the rest on my Ashford Kiwi 2. So that was my very first ever.
I want to touch it.
I called it the Lumpy Bumpy Clouds.
Are you going to knit something with it?
I was thinking of one of those Bluebirds of Happiness.
Okay.
And then this was my next step up. This is, I think I showed this roving on our other episode.
You probably did.
And it was the husband colorway. So I split the braid into what I thought was close enough to 2 equal parts. And then I spun each and 2-plied it.
I'm like super jealous at how good you are right now.
Thanks. So I'm pretty sure I got a, you know, semi-consistent bulky weight going. But
That's
the singles are pretty close to, you know, fingering weight. That was my goal, is to be able to spin fingering weight singles so I could actually knit it. So
you
that
knit
one,
this, though.
yeah, that I'm going to make into a cowl. I'm just so excited. I was pleased as peaches. That one I'm actually really proud of.
It looks really good.
Thanks. I sit it next to my spinning wheel and I just stare at it, especially when I can't get other fibers to work for me the way I want them to. When I get discouraged, I'm like, but I made that!
Is this BFL?
I think so.
And
So
you
there's
have
that.
another one.
It just keeps going. So this one...
Oh wait, you have 2 more.
This has been difficult. It's still on the nitty naughty because it's in timeout. This was the Into the World BFL fiber that I bought at Maryland Sheep and Wool. So what I did was I spun it into a fingering weight single. This is how you know your spinning is not going well. When you take it off, it's supposed to be relaxed. But I also did just take it off my wheel earlier today. Like, that's not supposed to happen. That's bad news bears.
So what do you do?
So you leave it on to relax, or you wash it, I think. I have to look into. If you have any videos or podcasts about spinning that I can watch to learn better methods, I would appreciate it.
Why did that happen?
It happens because it's overspun. It has too much energy. I learned that from Yarn Lab Canada. That is a podcast
Is
and a
that
half.
because you were doing your feet too much?
I was overspinning. I was putting too much twist into the yarn, and then I also didn't let it relax long enough.
Did that happen with this?
No, you can take that one off.
But it didn't happen with this, but it happened with that.
Yeah. Because this was plied a different way. That I tried to Navajo ply, which I'm not good at. It's really difficult. So now I think I'm just going to stick to plying 2 singles together.
So it only got messed up when you tried to ply it.
Yeah. Yeah. The other bobbin looks nice because it broke then. So I still have most of the single left on the bobbin. The last one I'm going to show is this. I spun this.
That looks like I would go into the store and buy it.
Yay!
Like, that was fiber?
This was fiber. It was, I can't remember.
It looks super consistent.
I'll have to tell you who the name was so that you can put it down here. But the colorway was called Daffodil. And
really, it's only been a month that you've been spinning on your wheel.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Thank you.
Like, really good.
So this, I think I'm just going to knit from a single. Like that. I'm going to make some socks. Because it's pretty consistent.
Did you already, like, wash it and everything?
No.
Soak it or whatever?
No.
Aren't you supposed to do that so it keeps its...
I don't know. I guess.
Because otherwise,
if you have
wouldn't
book
it just
suggestions,
untwist?
maybe, or... I'm not sure.
I think it would untwist.
I'll have to ask Jamie.
That's my vote.
Or go to Flying Fibers and ask them, because they were really helpful. Alright, moving on. Those are all of my things. That's all the things.
I'll show my drop spindle.
You brought it?
Yeah.
Yay.
Alright, so I showed my fiber last time that I got. Now, see, I should have gone first, because how am I supposed to go after that?
But that, I think, is so much harder.
But
I tried drop spindling,
This is the
and
very
I gave it
first
up.
time I ever tried spinning. So
It looks like a unicorn tail.
it's really super inconsistent.
You know what it reminds me of? Cotton candy.
But I really like the colors of it.
It's pretty. What kind of fiber is that? Is that the one we didn't know what it was?
Yeah.
We just bought like that little tiny bag.
If you want to know what this is, you can watch the last episode because I don't remember. Tencel? I think it was Tencel.
It's cute.
And then merino wool.
And you
Like
spun that
cotton
all
candy.
in like a weekend though.
I did. I spun most of it in a weekend. I worked on some last week, but
It's pretty. Good
yeah.
job.
So that's that.
So now that you're going to go upstairs and try my spinning wheel, it'll be interesting to see what you think.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on.
Books.
Our next segment is the book bag. So if you have not watched before, thanks for tuning in. We should have said that before. But we are both teachers, full-time, not in the summer, but full-time during the school year. We're both teachers. And this segment, because we always have a book bag with us, is about what we are reading or books we bought or books we want to read. So what are you reading?
Okay, so I thought about two that I can kind of talk about a little bit. The first one is the Whole30 book that I bought because
you're like all on that.
if you follow me on Instagram, which I think a bunch of you do, you've probably noticed that I've been doing the Whole30. And for those of you who don't know what it is, it's kind of like a 30-day healthy eating cleanse. So a lot of people don't know what it is.
Yeah. I didn't know. I knew of it. I didn't realize how
basically you eat whole foods for 30 days.
it was.
So like protein, vegetables, fruit, and then some nuts. But there's a long list of things that you can't eat. The
like
biggest,
cheese.
I wasn't really eating dairy a lot anyway, so that wasn't really a big deal. But like the biggest struggle for me was sugar, getting rid of sugar. And I'm still kind of like, oh, I just want ice cream. But it's going pretty well, I guess.
It doesn't help that you work in an amusement
I
park.
work in an amusement
Her
park.
summer job is at Hershey Park.
There's funnel cake everywhere.
Everywhere. They push carts of cotton candy around. They could bring it to you. They have a stand called Making Whoopie. And all they sell are
Whoopie
giant, literally this big, whoopie pies.
And Kelly and I went to Chocolate World the other day. We went through the ride. We walked through the chocolate store. And it was fine. But I'm on day 12. For those of you who might want an update, I'm on day 12. So I'm almost halfway there, which is really exciting.
Has the book been helpful?
The book is super helpful. I know they wrote another book. So if you already read that one, you might not need to read this one. It kind of outlines the program, and it gives you awesome recipes and tips, and has a huge FAQ section to answer all of your
My question would be, why can't you have cheese? And it's interesting because you started Whole30 like 2 weeks after I started the 8-week challenge that Matt is doing.
Yeah.
And a lot of the 8-week challenge is based on carb cycling, which I had never really heard about before. So the big change for me is the processed carbs and getting rid of breads and cereal and those types of things. But some of the foods that you can eat on the carb cycling plan, you can't have on Whole30. So oatmeal is one that you said you can't have.
You can't have wheat at all in any form. So there's no wheat, there's no dairy. It's because the main premise of it, and it's different for different people, I think, but the main premise is that you're eliminating things that could cause inflammation in your gut. And then after 30 days, you kind of slowly introduce things back. So you're kind of making your own diet to see what affects you personally. So I think that's
it
what
would
it
personally affect me to not eat cheese.
I haven't eaten cheese on a regular basis in over a year, and I have to say, I don't miss it.
I haven't eaten cheese on a regular basis since yesterday.
Also, I started drinking almond milk. I don't really miss cow's milk.
I switched to almond milk with the 8-week challenge.
I don't even like cow's milk anymore.
Yeah, it definitely, the only cow's milk that I feel like I can drink. This is so not a yarn podcast anymore. We're talking about cow's milk.
Well, I think it's okay to give a life update, and that's like a huge part of my
Katie
life
calls
right
it
now.
General Waffle. KT. I'm
Yeah.
inside number 23.
Life
General
update.
Waffle.
I'm sure they want to know.
I mean,
Maybe you couldn't care less.
our whole lives aren't yours.
You can skip
just
this
95% of it. So yeah, Whole30 book.
And then
Check it out. What's
the
your
next
other book?
one is, guess what, guys? I started reading Harry Potter again.
That's my shocked face.
I read through the whole series last year around the same time, and I'm about halfway through book 1.
It's good summer reading. I picked
It's
it up.
so good.
I haven't read them since they
You didn't
first
even read
came
all
out.
of them.
I didn't even read all of them. True confession.
But I didn't either when I was a kid.
When they first came out, I read up to book 4, and I just picked up
I
my
should have brought you the second
moldy
one.
copy of it. Is moldy because we had a house fire and it got water on it.
Moldy
and
copy of what?
The Sorcerer's Stone.
Oh, no, that's the first one.
Yeah, so I read through the first one, and I forgot that they're very, very easy readers. I read through
But
it
they're
in like
so
2 days.
good.
Yeah,
So that's what
I was
I'm
actually
reading.
excited about reading it.
And you're obviously reading it too, because you read the first one, and now you want to read the second
I'm
one.
waiting for the second one
I'm supposed
to
to
be
bring her the
available at
second
my
one.
library. So that I realized you can get, you can borrow books on your Kindle from the library.
Welcome to 2016, Kelly.
Newsflash.
I
my
just
turn?
have no words for that. Okay.
My book turn?
Okay, go.
My book bag is a Because Sue Said So. Sue from the Legacy Knits podcast, who I'm kind of, the last few weeks of school, my planning period fell when she was doing her Periscope, so I got to watch them all and feel like I was part of her community. And one of the books she recommended, which I don't have a copy of it because I bought it on my Kindle, is the 60 sampler squares to make an Afghan. So I just started that book. It's not really something I'm going to read for leisure, but our mutual friend, Little Brittany, she's going to be so offended that I call her Little Brittany. She's getting
She
married
probably
in
won't watch
September, and for a wedding gift, I am going to knit her an Afghan from that. So that's in my book bag right now.
How big are we talking? Like,
I don't know, I have to look at the book. I just sent the pictures to Brittany and said, they're each numbered. There's 60 different types of squares that you can knit. Some of them are just garter with a tree pattern that's done in purl stitches. There are some that look like lattice. I'm really hoping she picks ones that are kind of simple, but she's not a knitter, so I don't think she would know like the amount of effort that would go into it. She obviously will appreciate it as a handmade gift. So that's the book that I'm going to be reading. I'm also doing a lot of research right now for my internship.
snooze.
No, it's exciting stuff. My internship is to get a master's degree in applied behavior analysis. So I'm reading articles about reinforcement contingencies and using behavioral modification to treat addiction. Come on! It's exciting stuff! I'm
She
a
loves her
nerd. I'm a
job.
nerd. I love what I do, and I'm a big nerd about it. Our next segment is the pod nod. We were so much more coordinated with that before.
That's pretty good, I think.
You said you haven't been watching a lot of podcasts, right? Great. So my pod nod, I had already mentioned her before, but when I bought my spinning wheel, I'm not going to remember her name, I'm awful, but the host of the Yarn Lab Canada podcast reached out to me. So I looked up her name. Her name is Sarah, and she is Turner Classic on Ravelry, and Yarn Lab Canada is the name of her podcast. And when I bought my spinning wheel and we did the Maryland Sheep and Wool episode, she reached out to me on Ravelry and was so helpful. So I binge-watched all of her episodes. She did the Tour de Fleece last year. Have you ever heard of it?
Oh, you told me about it.
Yeah. So Tour de Fleece is a spinning kind of friendly competition that runs during the Tour de France, which is in July 2nd to the 26th, I think. So she told me about that, which I'm doing, and I watched her whole catalog, and then I realized she had a sister podcast called Knitting for Twins, and I obviously watched the episodes.
That would have been bad.
I watched the episodes from beginning to newest. Did not realize she was very, very pregnant with twins when she reached out to me, and I had commented on how cute her style was, and she's like, thanks, I feel awful, like I'm so big, and She just had her babies a few weeks ago. 2 little, very, very adorable baby boys. So her sister podcast is all about knitting to get ready for having twins.
Cute.
So she was knitting like all of these tiny little matching baby things.
That's really adorable.
It was adorable. So if you're new to spinning or you just want to see someone that is a functional spinner, and she's in our age range, which is cool. She's from Canada, obviously. Everyone cool was from Canada, like me. Alright. Was that it? Did we do all of it?
I think we did all of it.
That was long! Poor Chris has been, like, relegated to the basement for the evening, and the dogs have been surprisingly quiet. My dinner's probably freezing cold.
The other thing I want to do is insert a clip of... This is not you, girlfriend. Insert a clip of Kelly and I went kayaking, like, a week... No, it was Memorial Day. It was Memorial Day, and it was super fun.
Until I almost tipped my kayak.
So I took a clip of her... And I try to take a clip of myself. So I'll probably insert that here at the end for
Fun
your
stuff
enjoyment
that we do together.
and laughter.
And I'll send you those pictures from Ubiquitous and some other yarny things I've been doing.
Okay.
But I think we should try to do another one soon. This is fun.
It is fun. When I actually get here and do it, it's fun.
Getting you here is like, please just come do it. So it's all her fault.
Hashtag lazy.
If you liked what you saw and you're still watching, thanks for sticking in. Thanks for coming.
Us.
Subscribe
We love you.
so that you can, once a month get a notification when we actually upload something. But now that we're officially into summer and our schedules are more regular, I think we can...
And stay tuned because I want to start dyeing things, and maybe next time I'll have some dyeing things.
I almost bought Naked Roving to spin.
I'm gonna buy some.
Maybe I'll do that. I'll buy the Naked Roving and I'll spin it, and then you can dye it. Look at that.
Hashtag teamwork.
Dream team. Right here.
Hashtag dream team.
Great.
Hashtag
End of the episode.
peace. Bye. Say hi. Hi. Oh my gosh! She almost fell.
Thank God for the dry bag.
I'm turning around, so let me fix that. We are floating down. What are we floating down? I can't video and paddle at the same time. It's really hard. How do I turn this around? I don't know. I don't think I can.